Good morning, guys. Hello from New York. So we checked in yesterday and there was a massive snowstorm, so it took us absolutely ages to get from the airport to the hotel last night. So there's quite a bit of snow, but that does mean that we get to see a few bits and bobs in New York covered in snow, so swings and roundabouts. I've actually never been here when it's snowed. I've only ever been here kind of like April sort of time when it's actually quite warm. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it's like in the cold. But we're gonna have a slow start to the morning, a tiny little bit jet lagged. We woke up about 5 a.m, but speaking to everyone else who's here, they also were all awake at like 5, 6 a.m. So still very much getting used to the time, but hopefully it won't be too bad. But yeah, so today I think we'll have breakfast and go grab a pastry or something like that. And then I think we're gonna just have a walk around and see what we fancy doing. Some people in the group have not been to New York before, so they might do kind of like Times Square and the Rockefeller and that sort of thing, but definitely won't be doing those again. So let's see what we get up to today, but just gonna have a slow morning to start with, and then yeah. Good morning again. So we are changed and ready to go out. We are gonna go and meet the others and then go grab a coffee or something somewhere, get some food. You get the vibe. So I'll try and show you what I'm wearing too. So we've come back, chilled for a bit, got changed, and now we're going out for dinner. We are going to somewhere called Bad Roman, so we'll vlog it. But there's a real nice mix of like pasta, meats, etc. And yeah, I'm gonna go meet the gang, get a taxi there, and scoff. So this vintage blazer, I've got on just a Uniqlo top, M&S trousers, and then I'm also just going to put on my Prada shoes with it and chuck a coat over the top because we're getting in a taxi. So yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's very sunny, so I'm just gonna get my coat, finish getting ready, and then head to grab a coffee. So that is the plan. And then this morning I'm gonna go with Chloe to try on some wedding dresses, which is super exciting. Obviously we'll not vlog that, but yeah, that is the plan. It's so nice and sunny outside. 8:30 now, and we have got dinner booked for 9 p.m. We just came back to the room, have refreshed, sorted ourselves out a bit, and now we are going to, I think it's called Lulla. I'll vlog it anyway. And yeah, so we're gonna head there. I think actually going later on is hopefully going to do us justice, because all of us have still been waking up at like 5-6 a.m. so fingers crossed that will help us out. I've kept my rise and fall jumper on. I've just put some trousers on, and I'm gonna put trainers on because we have walked a lot today. So that is the plan, and then I'm gonna come back and go to bed because I feel so tired. Just waiting for our Uber to go and pick up Chloe and Eli, and then we're going to go and get some tacos. It's snowing outside, hence me wearing this hat.